Hey, welcome to Old Ass Movie Reviews. I'm Scott, and there's Dave, and we are hitting more Halloween-type movies. And today is Wes Craven's New Nightmare, the final installment in the Freddy Krueger mythology.
Mm-hmm.
Final original installment, let me put it that way.
With Wes Craven, right? The new Nightmare.
This is it. I think after this we got Freddy versus Jason or something like that. But this is the last Nightmare on Elm Street movie that ends everything. And this is a very different movie than what people might expect watching a horror film, slasher film, Nightmare on Elm Street. Because Dave and I was talking about the series, and the first movie to me, and I believe Dave as well, is like one of the scariest movies that have been made.
I remember seeing that at the theater, and that I love that movie. I will rewatch that movie eventually. I think I've only seen it twice.
Yeah,
that is one of the freakiest things as a movie goes that I can ever remember seeing.
There was and there's a scene in this movie that shows one of the scariest scenes from the first one, where her little boy's got the TVs on, it's not plugged in, and there's Nancy's friend in the body bag in the school hallway, which to me is still one of the most horrifying, iconic scenes. My God, that nails it. But
especially when you're not ready for the legs, you know.
This is a very different movie. This movie takes place in reality.
Right.
Maybe. But it takes place with everybody playing themselves. Robert Englund himself, Wes Craven himself, Heather Langenkamp herself, John Saxon is himself. So it's neat in that aspect. But as the movie goes, what happens with this movie is it starts blending nightmares into reality until it gets really strange and really kind of deep in an interesting way. So I don't know what to say about this movie other than I really enjoyed it the more I thought about it. And this is my takeaway from the movie, because this movie is kind of hard to talk about, at least to me.
All right. Do you want to go first?
Let me tell you one of my biggest takeaways from it.
Okay.
Here's the general premise that is explained in the movie is Wes Craven has created the Nightmare series, and Freddy lives in that series. And there hasn't been a movie in so long that now Freddy's anxious and he's trying to come back out and break into the real world. And Wes Craven decides he's going to write a movie so he could basically re-trap Freddy. This version of Freddy is very different. He's darker. He's more demonic. He's more evil. And when I was reading, this was what Wes's original intention was for the character. So all that being said, Wes Craven did write that movie, and you watched it.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really cool thing when they show the script at the end, and it's like, oh my God, we just watched him write what we're watching, and it starts to mess with your head.
Reading it to the kid.
Yes.
Because in that, what you're referring to with Wes Craven, he's explaining to Heather Langenkamp at one point that Freddy is a real demon. He's a real he's an entity that takes shape in storytelling, and it's trying that thing for years, always tries to get into reality. So it's even more than just Freddy Krueger that he created. He created Freddy Krueger because of this other entity that is Freddy Krueger. It goes
a little deeper, yes.
Yeah, it gets really deep, and he's explaining, well, that's why I'm writing it, and you have to be in it, and you have to trap him again. And she's like, I don't want anything to do with this, what the hell? If you're going to watch this movie, I repeat, do not watch the trailer. Don't watch any trailers to it, because for me, the trailers were not what I was promised in this movie. I thought there was going to be a lot more of them making the movie in reality, plus her being in the real world in her own home in
Hmm.
reality, with Freddy Krueger coming over, with Robert Englund. Either it to me it looked like Robert Englund in the trailers started becoming was being possessed by Freddy Krueger.
I remember thinking that when I
And
saw
none
the
of this was
trailers and when I saw
happening
the first.
in the movie. And I'm watching the movie, and I'm waiting for these scenes that I actually saw in the trailer, and they never came. And I'm like, I hate I hate when they do that in a trailer. And
Hmm.
it's fine if you do it with one little scene. You know, if it's like somebody turning around and saying something, okay, I get it. For whatever reason, that gets cut out. But that entire trailer was a completely different freaking movie.
That's trailers can make any movie look any way they want, and that's
And,
God, the power of editing. But that's
and I would,
deceitful editing, and I don't like that.
and I would say that don't watch that.
Yeah.
Don't watch the trailers. I enjoyed this movie. I didn't enjoy it as much as the original one.
Hmm.
And I think the reason being, for me, while they were going in and out of reality and dream, for the most part, you knew when she was dreaming or the kid was dreaming
Hmm.
or some, you know what I mean? Like you guessed right away, like, oh,
Yeah.
this is a dream. And then there was one or two times where I'm like, okay, that's part of a dream, and then it wasn't. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense because this other thing just happened. And I think they lost. I think whoever was editing this wasn't as clever. Maybe it could have been the same editor. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. Wasn't as clever as or as good as the original editor.
Yeah, I get what
Or
you're
if it was
saying.
the original editor, he or she lost track of the storyline. Because I just felt like there was a couple of times where I was like, okay, well, that person should still be alive because they're not really there.
Yeah, and I think I do agree
Her
with that.
husband, but like the husband at the end, I was waiting for the husband the whole time. I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. To me, it didn't make any sense that happened to him. And I'm like, he didn't know anything about this. That shouldn't have affected him at all because
No.
he wasn't in it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to you? Because
Well,
that's I just felt like there was like a couple of kills that were I was like, that's not that
yeah,
doesn't make any
I
sense to
do
me.
see what you're saying there. And then I remember if something's not explained or edited, this is where it trips me up because we're watching a movie that's being written as we're watching it. So
Right.
we're watching a movie. We're not what. So okay. So here's where this movie gets me, and this is what I like about it. When you
Mm-hmm.
watch a movie, like say we watch Legend,
Right.
we weren't part of it. We weren't. We knew we were
Right.
watching actors, and we were transported to a storyland.
Right.
Here, we're watching people
Mm-hmm.
who happen to be actors,
Right.
and then things start to mix, and it's like you're kind of brought into it.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of part of the ride because you're just as confused. You're
Right.
just
Right.
as scratching your head. It's like, is that real? Is that a dream? Because
Mm-hmm.
when the husband got killed, I wasn't sure what exactly was going to happen there because it had been a while since I've seen the movie.
Right.
But
Right.
it did a lot of. I don't know. I guess I do get what you're saying because it did seem like some of the kills, the husband and the two special effects guys. Why?
Yeah. What?
But I
They weren't
think
even
just
in the dream. They weren't in the dream world. They didn't even know about this other than
no.
a movie
But they were in
character.
her dream. They were in her dream at the beginning,
Right.
where the hand came alive and killed them and her husband. Or
Right.
I don't remember if it attacked him or not in the beginning.
I
But
think it attacked him at some
yeah,
point.
so that was kind of cool. It tripped me off. It's like, oh my god, we're already starting with this, and it's like, oh, it's just a dream. And it's like how they
Right.
kept doing that with the dreams. My favorite scene that let us know when we were jumping back and forth was near the end, and that they're at the original house, and Heather
Yeah.
and John Saxon there.
I
And she's
caught
like,
that
why
right
do you
away.
keep calling me Nancy? He's like, why do you keep
Yeah.
calling me John? And at that point, he's wearing her father's police uniform
Yeah.
and
From the
she's
first
looking
movie.
like Nancy. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
From the
right
first
back to the
movie.
first movie. Yes. Yes.
And
From the
what's
first
funny
movie.
is the wife and I were watching that, and they're just having a regular conversation, and then he calls her Nancy, but it's such a natural.
It
It was
was.
such a natural thing, and she's just like what? And I looked at said, he just called me Nancy. And Kat's like, what? I said, yeah, that's the character from the, and she's like, I can't believe you caught that. Usually you don't catch those things. And I do. I said, yeah, usually. But for some odd reason, it was just the way it was being played. I was like, I love John Saxon. That man did not do enough movies for me.
I agree.
He
Always
was
such
really
a presence.
good in that. An unexpected show when he showed up. I was like, oh, that's cool. Look, it's her dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I had read, I'll just throw this in here. I had read that Wes Craven was contemplating getting Johnny Depp to come into this movie, but he was too afraid to ask. And I'm thinking,
oh, really?
Yeah.
I would have been
Wow.
just asked.
Yeah.
And been like,
so I
look,
thought that
dude,
was
I
interesting.
can't pay you what you're used to, but how cool would that have been if Johnny Depp would have showed up and got killed again?
Yes.
He probably would have done it.
They mentioned his death, but that was it. Yeah.
just for fun. He probably would have done it again. I guess one of my problems, and again, my problems are very small with this movie because I did enjoy it. I like it. It wasn't as scary. It wasn't as creepy.
It's not really that.
I didn't find the character of Freddy as evil as I did in the first one.
That's fair.
For me. I mean, I just thought he was kind of a, what's the word? I don't want to say cartoon.
No, but it's close. It's close. Now, and a lot of it has to do with his design. He had in this movie, he's got a new character design, his new makeup. And I was reading that this was done because this was Wes's original idea for Freddy, and how he was going to do it. And that's one of the things I noticed when they went into Freddy's realm. I thought, oh, we're in a layer of hell. And sure enough, on the wall, there's like greed or lust and all these. It's like, oh, very cool. Very cool. And it really showed that this Freddy is very different. And this also shows how much Wes Craven and everybody owes Robert Englund for just his one-liners that he came up with. And he became, yes, it was cheesy and funny, but it makes that character scary. It makes that character
that's a creepy guy.
It just does it so well. So this is a very different Freddy. I'm not a fan of this Freddy, but I love this movie because when I start to think about it, it really F's with my head. Yeah, it really does.
It's a lot deeper. If you sit there and start thinking about it, it is a lot deeper than the surface material that you're being shown. Yes. So if you listen to the conversations that everybody's having and you start putting it together, you're like, oh, I didn't think of, oh, I see how this is all being layered on top of each other. I guess my biggest concern or my biggest gripe, I'll say it's a gripe. And I don't know if it wound up on the cutting room floor or not. Robert Englund wasn't given a big enough role as Robert Englund.
I agree.
I just felt like at the end when she's going through all her shit, it felt like she started trying to second guess Robert Englund for a while. Like, are you Freddy? Like they were starting to play with that part, and I would have loved to have seen that play out more. And then at the end, him have to be the one to save everybody and get rid of Freddy. Like it was his almost like his exorcism, and she had to help him exorcise Freddy. And that's what I was getting out of
the trailer.
That's what it looked like was going to happen in the trailer. That's what I kept expecting because that's what they said in the trailer. That's for me. That's what they were saying in the trailer. Now this is why I say don't watch the trailer. It's a good movie. I like it. It's fun.
It is fun.
It's sad in some parts.
It is.
And again, some places where I was like, well, that's a dream. That's when she's in the morgue. That's a dream. There's no way in hell they're going to let her go down there in the morgue the way that was set up. But the guy's just in the
bones
dead body.
cracking.
Just looks up,
can I help you?
On?
He should have been eating a sandwich. A fucking meatball sub would have been perfect. What you want, lady? You know, I can see
over the dead body. You know? Yeah. That's what I was
waiting for. A cigar on the other hand.
And I looked at Kat and said, okay, this is the nightmare. This is part of the nightmare that's going to happen.
No, it wasn't.
And it wasn't. I'm like, no, there's no way that was reality.
It wasn't because it was the movie. It was a movie. And
it was the movie that he was writing that she was still living in.
That's why it looked that
then
way.
The nightmare starts. It's just that got confusing.
There's three realities. There's three realities laying on top of each other. So the movie, the demonic realm.
I caught most of them, but I missed some of them. You know,
there's a lot. What I want to do is go back and watch with the commentary on and see what's actually said. So it's
a good idea. Good idea.
I like this universe. The Nightmare on Elm Street universe is a fun universe. It starts off really scary, and then it just gets fun in disturbing kind of ways. It's like, how's Freddy going to kill these stupid kids now? And but you know, I do love the first one. I have a great fondness for the third one, the Dream Warriors, with Dawkins is doing the soundtrack. And
I've heard of that. I've never watched it, but I have heard
good.
Of it. I heard the soundtrack.
It's some kids who play D&D.
Yeah.
So when they go in the dream realm, they're wizards and warriors, and it's just as a D&D kid in the 80s, this movie. Oh my God, we will have to watch the Dream Warriors eventually.
Sure, we can do that coming up next year, like early next year.
That'll work. That'll work.
I've never seen
pop it in. So
I've literally only seen 2 of this, I guess, franchise. It's the original Freddy Krueger and Nightmare on Elm Street. So 3. This one, and then Freddy versus Jason in Hell, or Goes to Hell, or whatever it was called. And it's whenever Freddy and Jason are fighting.
Yeah.
I loved that movie. I know
I need to watch it.
I need to watch it. People hated it, and Kat and I were watching it, and we're eating popcorn and having snacks.
It's like a kaiju film, man.
It's a great movie. It's brainless. It's brainless fun. You start rooting for, if I remember correctly, I started rooting for Jason. Like, you start rooting for Jason to win.
It's probably like watching a wrestling match.
Why do you do that? It's like wrestling.
It's like wrestling. It's like wrestling. Or a kaiju fight. But
exactly. That's the only thing you can really link it to, because when they meet and they start fighting, I mean, it's just so ridiculous. The whole concept is ridiculous.
And then they destroyed, and then they destroy Tokyo.
Yeah, and then they destroyed Tokyo. Yes.
And poor Tokyo every day. You know, every damn time. I swear, I play so many Japanese video games, and I have watched Tokyo be destroyed so many times.
Oh, I know.
It's like, my God.
Making the insurance in there.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I want to build a skyscraper. No. Not in Tokyo.
You'll attract a kaiju.
Attract a kaiju.
Or demonic invasion or something.
Right in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
Why?
And you accidentally open a portal to hell, and then it's overrun with demons and destroys Tokyo again. So anyway, back to Freddy Krueger. This is a different movie. This is a fun movie, but one of the things I also thought of is another layer that Wes Craven himself had to make another movie to keep Freddy relevant, to keep him in the zeitgeist or the popular whatever.
Right.
So this is also him literally doing what he's doing in the movie.
Right.
And it's an infinity loop on this stuff, man. It's like, wow, what was going on in his head? I wish, I'm sure there's interviews out there, and I need to look them up and see.
I just wanted to see. It just wasn't, like I said, while I enjoyed this movie, and I do recommend, if you are a fan of the Freddy Krueger series, watch this movie if you haven't seen it. It's fun. It's good. It's not what you were promised in the trailer. That's the movie that I wanted to see, because it looked like it was a movie. Looked like they were going to be doing filming of the movie, having this stuff happen while they were filming it, forgetting where they're at while they're filming it. You know, Freddy coming into the real world while they're filming it.
There's so many ways.
Never knowing which one's the dream and which one's reality and which one is where they're just filming the movie. And see, that's what I was waiting for, is even more layers and more, things to happen. And I just feel like I think they lost it in editing. And that's just an opinion. While I like the edit of this movie, it's not what I was expecting. And I did like this movie.
Point. That is definitely a valid take. One of the things that, you talking about that made me think, it's like, wow, we did miss out on a lot of Robert Englund. He was
I felt like
really
they had a bigger part for him.
Maybe there was scheduling conflicts or something. Again, I need to do a deeper dive, but it would have been interesting to see Freddy coming after Robert Englund.
That's what I kept waiting for. Or Robert Englund, because Freddy's coming after him, can't come after him directly, started becoming Freddy. That's what I kept expecting.
Then
I
and
expected
when you
them
watch the
to
movie,
fight
you
at
expect
the
that even without the trailer. And I'd seen this movie; it'd been so long. That's what I was expecting watching. It's like, okay, this where this goes? Because I just remember the movie being, as they say, meta, but
yeah,
and breaking the fourth wall, like pretty much.
right.
It's just one of those that throws all the time rules out and everything else. So it's
And he's such a good actor; he could have easily pulled that off.
yeah, I would have loved to have seen him fight himself.
And then have him actually show him making one of the phone calls to Heather Langenkamp. Like whenever she hangs up, show
Yeah.
him on the phone smiling, hanging up the phone, and then like shaking himself out of it. Like, what the hell was that? Like, what just happened? Like he doesn't know he's doing
because
it.
there's a scene in there where there's some weird tension that makes you think that she for a moment thinks it might be him.
Yeah.
And then it's never
that's
expressed.
What I mean. That's,
but it's there. It's there. And I saw that and it's like, oh, she feels that, so
she's kind of scared of him at one point.
Yeah. Even though she knows it's Robert and she because somebody asked or something. I tell you what, I got so mad at that damn nurse. I swear to God.
Oh, there'd have been a bunch of dead people. All I'm saying is somebody would have tried that with me and my kid. I'd have had to go to prison that night.
Yeah.
I would have had to go to prison for a whole lot of violence that night.
But again, we were watching a movie. And that's like, damn it.
And that's what you got to remember when you're watching this. You're like, there's no way somebody would just do that, But you're right. Those scenes that I had the biggest problem with when you say you have to remember you were watching the movie.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't put that together till
because
recently.
Her reality started getting sucked into the movie that was being written, not reality that she was living. She was living in the movie at that point. The earthquakes. She kept mentioning the earthquakes, and everybody's like, there hasn't been an earthquake since
there is in the movie.
They keep having earthquakes at that house. It's just like, but yeah, that makes okay. I'm liking the movie better. Even more than I already did.
It's one of those.
It all makes sense. You're right. She's living the stupid moments that I'm like, there's no way. What the hell is that?
I just realized
that's how it was written.
Yes, that's how it was written.
See, now for me, because I'm
morgue.
Stupid, I wish they just would have made that a little bit more apparent. Now I'm like enjoying the movie a little bit more than I already did. And like I said, I had already said, go see this movie if you like.
Yeah.
But now that makes sense because the stupid scenes that I'm like, nobody would ever do that.
Yes, they would in a movie
at that point. You're in the movie that's being written,
and I
not the reality. Okay,
yeah,
all right, that makes sense.
Didn't put that together till just now. Just while we're talking about that, it's like, wait a minute, it's one of those movies that you watch and. At least for me, it's stuck with me since I watched it last night. And it's like, I keep thinking about it and keep going through it. And it's like, that's when I've been entertained. If I'm still thinking about your movie, okay, this is a weird example. I saw the first Batman, Tim Burton's Batman, when it came out.
Right.
I didn't like it till 3 days later. So
really?
Then I liked it. It's stuck in my head for a long time. And it's like,
and
then I don't know if then the pieces started to come together. It's like, I'm behind this movie now. So it's like one of those.
You and I have talked about movies like that where you're like, I didn't like it the first time. Like I will never watch Seven again.
Understood.
I hate that movie. But it's such a good and well-written movie. But I hate it. I recommend it if you're a thriller because it is so well acted. It is so well written. It has got the guy is just evil in it. But I will never watch that movie again. I felt dirty for 3 days after I watched that movie. It was just like I couldn't.
I've had movies like that.
So I know what you mean. There have been movies that you and I have come in to do reviews on that I had one point of view at the beginning of the review, like I'm just not a big fan, blah blah blah. And then as we start talking, you're pointing things out, and I'm like, oh, I get it. Kind of like what you just said about that. You're watching the movie. You're not in reality.
Yeah.
So now I already like this movie. Now I like it more. But there are things that when you do watch a movie, you do sometimes have to think about. Like I liked, what was that? Interview with the Devil, Late Night with the Devil.
Late Night with the Devil, yes.
I liked that movie until the very end, and I still can't figure out the very end. I've been thinking about that movie off and on for since we watched it, and I'm just like, I'm still like, I don't like the end. Whatever they were trying to say at the end, I'm still too dumb to figure out.
You know what? I understand that.
Anything? I don't know.
Understand that. I understand because I wasn't happy with that ending either. However, that's a case of a movie that to me didn't really nail the landing, but man, everything up to it was good. So I enjoy the ride. I just didn't like that last bend on the roller coaster. It was like kind of a letdown. So
that's kind of how I felt about that movie. This movie, on the other hand, didn't live up to the trailer. I liked the movie, and now as we're talking about it, I'm even starting to like it even more because some of the things that I had problems with, but I was willing to let go, I now like more because what you said. It's the movie script that's being written. It's not reality. It's that she keeps getting sucked into Wes Craven's script. And after you say that, I'm like, oh, that makes total sense.
Because you nail it. You nailed it when you said there's a lot of questionable things. And that's what really, okay, wait a minute. That wouldn't be happening. And Wes Craven's a good filmmaker. He would write a good morgue. He would write things that if we were watching reality, it would have been closer to reality, I believe. If he wasn't going for this, then he accidentally added an extra layer to his movie.
Like you said, with an extra layer, that's blowing my mind. If he watches this, he's gonna be like,
if he watches it, it'll be impressive. It'll be a long distance connection from the great beyond. So
this is true. I forget he died, but you know what? He might be watching it.
Oh. Maybe so.
Forgot that he passed away. When did he pass away?
I will look it up as we talk about this movie, but this is like I said, very different. It gave a different
2015.
2015. Okay. Yeah. Very different take on Freddy Krueger. I thought it was interesting that the boy, her son, Dylan, hid from Freddy Krueger inside a furnace. That was like pretty damn intense.
As soon as I saw that furnace open, I knew what it was in reference to, and I knew how that movie was going to end.
Yeah.
And so, folks, listening to all the stories, listen to everybody talk, listen to the way she talks to her kid and the stories that she reads, and it all. As soon as I saw that, I was like, that's that. And then they crank up. That's good.
Oh my God!
And it's funny because that's how he dies in the first movie, and that's how the parents kill him.
Yeah, and I don't care for the remake. Nothing against Jackie Earle Haley as Freddy Krueger. He made a pretty creepy Freddy, but I just didn't care for that movie at all.
Not the same.
So no, definitely not the same.
You can't take Robert Englund out of that makeup and expect to have Freddy Krueger. You can have a different villain. You could call him Bobby Johnson, whatever the hell you want to call him, but he's not Freddy Krueger. Robert Englund was in that makeup for how many movies? 5?
This was the 7th movie, I believe.
So 7 movies.
Yeah.
You don't just put some, Freddy Krueger looking makeup on another guy and go, look, we got another Freddy Krueger movie. Did that movie make money?
Which one? This one?
The remake? The reboot?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it did. I watched it. I mean, here's the thing. If I had never seen the original, I would have been fine with the movie.
Right.
And that's the sad reality of doing remakes. They better be damn good. I don't mind a remake, but it better be damn good, and you better put your stamp on it. Make it yours.
Yeah, I'd rather just go back and watch the first one that creeps me out.
I agree, but if you're going to do it, make it yours, make it different, give me something I haven't seen.
You and I've talked about this before. The releasing of old movies. I think they need to start doing that more often now because Hollywood can't write a good movie now for the most part. If they do, it's small budget, it's indie movies that are being written. like Interview with the Devil or Late
Late
Night
Night with
with
the
the
Devil.
Devil.
Yeah.
Want to call it Interview with the Devil. Interview with the Devil is the book that they talk
Yeah.
about in Late Night. That is an independent. That's more of an indie movie. It's very small budget. It was great. I did like that movie. Didn't stick the ending, but I liked the movie. I do recommend. I think we did both recommend that movie in the long
Yes,
run.
absolutely.
Hollywood, big Hollywood, can't get their head out of their ass. So instead of remaking, rebooting, blah blah blabbing for a new generation, just release the old movie. If they put Nightmare on Elm Street out during Halloween for the month of October, just a month, released it in the theater, I guarantee you'd have sold out audiences
I'd go
around the
see
country.
it. I
would go see that in the big theater. I'd absolutely go
I have
see
not
it.
seen that one in the theater. I saw the others in the theater. I didn't see this one. I didn't see the first one, but all the others I did catch in the theater.
Oh, good,
And,
good. That's
yeah,
cool.
but I would
And see,
love. Yeah,
I saw the first one in the theater, and that's the only one I saw in the theater. And I just after when they started making the reboots and all that, I was just like, I'm just not interested.
yeah.
You know, I have a friend named Dave that used to take me to every horror movie that I hated, and we just weren't in the same area at the time, or I would have probably seen every one of those movies in the theater.
These are fun though. This is the thing about Freddy Krueger. Yes, the movies are violent. Yes, they are gory. Yeah, I could see not wanting to see that. However, the first one, with the exception of the first one, they're not scary. They're not really scary to me.
They're more terrifying.
The first one's terrifying, and then it starts getting campier, and Freddy gets even more wittier and great one-liners. And it's, you know, like there's this scene. It's and I'll probably butcher this, but it's in the Dream Warriors where this one girl who's in the hospital wants to be a famous actress or whatever. So she falls asleep watching TV. So Freddy comes on the TV, and the TV actually arms come out of the TV, and he picks up the girl and slams her into the glass. Is like, welcome to prime time, bitch.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, it's so perfect, you know? So it's that kind of craziness. And it's like, they're fun. They're fun. Yeah. And that's, you know, it's like the Chucky movies. They're fun. Yeah. I like fun horror. I like scary horror. The first one's to me is still scary. Mm-hmm. This one just makes you think. It's like, wow, that was kind of neat. A neat fairy tale. This
is more of a fairy tale. This is more, it gave you a little bit more of why Freddy even exists.
Yeah.
You know? That he wasn't just some crazy, you know, child killer that the parents killed off. He was, the person was probably possessed by this demon that Wes Craven's talking about in this movie. And I almost didn't catch that conversation because I'd gotten up. I got up to let the dogs out, and as I came back, I started like hearing little bits of it. I was like, wait a minute, he's talking about this thing as a demon, as like,
and that's the first time I've thought of that. Yeah,
which explains the movie, like Freddy versus Jason. I was like, oh, that explains why they're in hell. Okay, I get it now. He's clever.
That took a moment. That took me a moment as well. Yeah, I haven't watched that one. I need to, just because it looks fun.
That's a fun one. That's just so over the top on all levels. Like don't go in there expecting to be scared, and you're just going to probably enjoy it. You're going to go, this is so goddamn goofy. How did David like this? This is up there with Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein.
Oh my God.
You know, to me, that's how it felt. Like,
that sounds fun.
It was just fun and stupid. I mean, and you had the two biggest rivals clashing, and they don't like each other. And neither one likes the other one.
So we will definitely have to put that in the queue for sure.
Yeah, I would watch that again. I would absolutely watch that one again. That's just like you said, a fun movie. It's like, but I like Robert Englund. I've seen him. I remember him in V, the old television.
Oh yes. That's like one of his earlier roles. He's popped up in a lot of things. Yeah. You know, there was one movie I watched, and I can't think of the name of it, and it's probably a good thing because I don't want to drag anybody. But there was one movie where the trailer had showed a lot of Robert Englund. Right. Not as Freddy, just as Robert Englund. I like him as an actor. And it was a horror film, and it's like, oh, this is going to be cool. They got Robert Englund in it. He maybe clocked a minute and a half. and it was a death at the beginning. Is like, you blew your budget on that. Yes, got me to watch the movie, and I spent the whole movie pissed that it was so quick. And so, like I said, I'm glad I don't remember the name. We'll leave it at that.
No, I get it. And that's a big mistake for a lot of people, is when they do like a small budget movie, but they have enough to get a big name for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You just you better stretch that film time out with him, and you better edit the hell out of it and get that character in there a lot, because
yeah, I agree.
There's an old movie back in the 80s. It had Ozzy Osbourne and Gene Simmons in it, called Trick or Treat.
I love Trick or Treat. Saw that in the theater.
I think the band that sang was actually a band called Accept.
No, it was
Accept? It was,
no, I think it was Trickster, wasn't it? Or now you're gonna make me look this up.
Look that one up, because you're quicker at it than I am. But I thought it was Accept. No, Accept is the guy who did Balls. They did Balls to the Wall.
Yeah, that's Udo Dirk Schneider.
It was, yeah, but it was a great fucking song, man.
Oh yeah.
Balls to the wall, man. That guy is about 2 foot tall, and all the power of a Greek god. What the hell was the name?
It's Fastway. Fastway was the band.
Fastway, that's it. Fastway. Thank you. And they had like a couple of hits. They had that song that was in Trick or Treat, and then one or two more. The guy that was in the movie as that rocker that came back to life was
Sammy Kerr. Yeah, I think. Yeah,
he was just a dancer.
That was neat. I love, because wasn't Ozzy was a priest.
Ozzy was a priest.
Gene Simmons was a DJ.
Yeah, and but they had like 2 minutes worth of probably shot film for like 20 minutes of these guys. But the way they edited that, they seemed like they were in the movie a lot.
Yeah, it was enough.
If you're going to spend your money on big names, you better edit that in there to where you go, oh, okay, these guys are almost main characters. So that's kind of the point that I was making.
I have the main song from that movie just blasting in my head right now, thanks to you. Yep. So it's like, damn, that was a good soundtrack.
Burning it down, tearing down the walls.
Oh man,
God, and that guy played, like, for the longest time, everybody thought that was the lead singer of Fastway.
That's
and
awesome.
Then it turns out, no, he's just a dancer. That the guy was just, and he loved the part. Like that brought him more fame than anything he ever did.
Which is cool.
And the poor guy, cool. I think he wound up. I think he died of AIDS when all that shit hit.
Damn.
And he was supposed to be like the nicest guy in the freaking world. Like, people would come up and see him on the street and just be like freaking out. And he'd be like, "This is great. Like, this is awesome. So this is what it feels like to be famous," kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was a nice little niche that he did. And I would have liked to have seen him do another movie with that character, but the fates that be.
I want to go back and watch that, and maybe we'll get some more Halloween type movies in before we roll into Christmas. We will see.
I own Halloween, or Trick or Treat, so yeah, I'm there if you want to watch it.
Yeah,
I think I just gave away everything in the movie, but
it's a fun movie. It's a fun movie. I remember loving it as a kid. I mean, I had to see it. It had Gene Simmons. It had Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
This is also from my time. The first movie came out when I was 14 years old. So seeing it back then, this Freddy Krueger is a big part of my life. So
I am a little bit older than you.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Because I'm just I remember in my day
4 or 5 years, something like that.
To see this in high school in Panama City. Forgot what theater it was. But it was probably a group of 8 to 12 of us all went to go see this movie. Now, as an old man now, I hate when a group of 8 to 12 teenagers show up in a movie. But the good news is the theaters that we all went to basically catered to teenagers. Like there weren't, like, for the most part, families going to see these movies. And I remember having such a blast, and all the girls that were with us just screaming. All the guys, trying to be tough guys that were terrified, like me. I would just like grab my buddy, like, ah! And he'd be like, "Dude, shut up! You're the brave one, not me." And then there'd be other things like, well, while shit's going on, we're trying to discuss, like, shit, is that the dream or is that the nightmare? And there was just like, it was fun to be in a group of people to go see that movie. And I remember like that teenager, probably about 18, 18. It was either right before I graduated or right after I graduated. We were all still together, hanging out and just going to see this movie. I was messing with Pam, one of the girls that hang out with us, because she was terrified. She was terrified of this movie. And I just jumped out from behind a car, nails. And Freddy Krueger, and she just freaked out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun. That first one is a lot of fun. This one,
it's classic.
This one all seems like this one ignored all the other movies before it and just concentrated on that first movie.
It kind of did, but she did make a reference. Why me? When she was talking to somebody, why does he want me? I've only involved with the 1 and 3, basically.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. She was talking to the
agent or something. Yeah.
See, and that's another scene that just didn't strike me right. It was either the agent or it was the
I don't remember who
the interviewer. When Freddy comes out, and all of a sudden, all the Freddys are in the audience. I'm like, well, none of those Freddys were there before, which made me think that it was a dream.
I missed that.
But again, it wasn't a dream. It was how the movie was written.
Written, yes.
So it made sense.
That's why things looked off. When they looked
that's
off.
Why the interviewer was so weird about like asking her stupid questions that you would never ask that rapid of questions.
How freaking brilliant! I'm just saying.
And now that I'm thinking about like some of the scenes that I was like, nobody would. What interviewer would do that back then?
I was asking myself the same thing. But it's like, damn.
And that's where I thought she was in the dream, but she wasn't in the dream. She was in the movie script. Thank you for pointing that out, because now I'm starting to enjoy this movie even more.
I know, right?
I had already said, yes, watch this movie, but now I'm watching it like, now, folks, now you're peeling back a lot,
There's a lot here. There's a lot here. Yeah, it's going to take a few more viewings.
Yeah, like I could probably watch this movie 3 or 4 more times before I got everything out of it that Wes Craven put into it.
Yeah, my next viewing will be with commentary, because I definitely want to hear his thoughts through this movie.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, I think Robert Englund just wasn't in it enough. That's all.
Agreed. As Robert Englund.
Any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we didn't have his Freddy. We had Freddy, but we didn't have his Freddy per se.
Right. And I thought like there was a scene where he's in the shadow. It's just a shadow moving across the wall, and you see the Freddy outline with the claws. And
I know that was cool.
I looked at Kat and I said, they should have played with the shadows a lot more before they ever showed Freddy. Before they ever showed him, it should have been a lot more shadow play. Very reminiscent of the old Nosferatu movie.
Yes, where you see the shadow move.
Where many of the old noirish movies of that time period, silent films, did a lot of shadow play. More of that before you actually got to see Freddy, but it's a minor pick. That's just me going what I want. Me.
Yeah.
So,
and it makes a different movie. This is one of those. The more we talk about it, the more I think about it, the more I kind of think I see where he was going, and the more I appreciate it. And it's just a unique film. It is a really unique film. I will say this: I don't know if he was lying or not. With the time I did get to meet Robert Englund, I asked him, "What is your favorite of the franchise?" He claimed this one. It is one of my favorites as well. This one and the first one and the third, I all hold pretty equally. The others, they're fun.
The third one is Dream Warriors.
Dream Warriors, yes.
I'm gonna check that one. I've never seen it. Never seen it.
Well, we may have to go into a Freddy marathon.
I will say that I like this movie. I do recommend this movie, and the more you and I are talking about this movie, the more I like it. Because the things that I had problems with was like, why'd you write a scene like that? Because that's how it was written in the movie. That's it's him writing basically a bad movie. And the bad movie is being played out by the poor actress.
But here's the thing with this. It's filmed that way so you get a clue. So you have a clue that you're watching something different. Because it felt like, when I look at that now, it's like I'm watching a movie in a movie.
Yeah.
And that's...
Some of them I caught. Most of them I didn't.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, it's like I said, folks, I'm going to give my take. Dave and I are going to ramble about this thing. This movie that I said at the beginning of the podcast, I don't have anything to say. I don't know how we even talk about this movie. We've now bored you to death for about an hour. So
has it been an hour? Jesus.
Damn near. We're getting there. But so
got it.
I say, watch this movie. If you're a fan of any of the Freddy movies, actually, if you're a fan of horror, if you haven't seen the Freddy, I almost said Freddie Mercury movies. If you haven't seen those, but if you haven't seen the Freddy Nightmare on Elm Street movies, you must see the first one at least before watching this. That is probably the only requirement. You can't go into this one without at least seeing the first. You don't need to see all the others. It helps, but it's not necessary. If you've seen the first, you know enough about what's going on with this. You can drop right in on the seventh movie. And it, as Dave said, it felt to you like they just skipped right over all of that, and they kind of did. So you can
fine
really
with me, because I didn't see any of the other ones anyway.
See, so, and there you go.
But yeah, and you'll catch now thinking about it, and now if you've listened to us ramble on this long, you'll catch all these little movie within the movie. You know, suddenly something doesn't seem right. It's because it's the script that's being written, and now I'm going to have to watch that movie again. I'll eventually watch that movie again with a clearer head at looking for the clues and whatnot. So yeah, I recommend the movie. I had already recommended the movie. I just don't watch the trailer. Don't watch the trailer because it'll throw you off, and you'll go in looking for other stuff that's not in the movie. Maybe he did that on purpose too. I don't know. Now I'm gonna have to watch the trailers again and see if there's any clues in the trailer saying,
dude, it probably is. Honestly, it probably is. It probably is. My God,
troll. He was trolling before it was popular,
and it works. It works because it puts Freddy in. It's just more the same, folks. The more we talk about this movie, and the more you watch it, and the more you think about it.
Yeah,
it is probably one of his better films. It is just so. The more I talk about it, the more I love it. Highly recommend it. Mm-hmm. And if you like our inane ramblings about Freddy Krueger, hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe. Check us out on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, and wherever you listen to podcasts. You should be able to find us. OAMR, Old Ass Movie Reviews, and happy Halloween.